Alright, so what's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be reviewing Season 4 of Black Ops Cold War and Warzone. It doesn't even long ago we just did Season 3, but this season literally just flew by. We have done this for all the previous seasons of Black Ops Cold War and Warzone, so if you want to check them out, there is a link down in the description below where is the playlist for all the previous season reviews. Now today's video will be a long one as per usual, so just before we get into today's video, if you are new around here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you enjoy. And with all that out of the way, let's just get into Cold War multiplayer. So as per usual, we're just going to whiz through all the content that we got for the multiplayer, and then I'll give my thoughts and opinions on it. So we had 4 new maps this season. We had Collateral, which is a 12v12 and 6v6 map. We had Hijacked, Rush, which are both 6v6 maps, and Amsterdam, which is a 2v2 map. For game modes, we had One in the Chamber, Capture the Flag, Paintball Mosh Pit, and Multi-Team Satling. We had a new score streak in the form of a hand cannon. And we had 5 new weapons, the C58, the MG82, the nail gun, the OTS-9, and the mace. And finally, we had the ground fall event, which happened at the start of the season. So, in terms of all of this content, I do think it is a healthy amount of content, but I think for me personally, I'm just starting to lose interest in Cold War. I mean, to be honest, none of this content really draws me to the game. Like, there's no real reason why I would come back to the game just to experience this content. In my opinion, every season of Cold War has just added the same stuff over and over again, which for some people would argue that it is good because it's adding good variety in the weapons, good variety in the maps and the game modes, which I can understand, but I think it's just getting to a point now where, oh yay, we've got some new maps, so I'm going to play once and not play again. You know what I mean? There's no new thing in Cold War that's going to draw me to play the game. Like, say, Modern Warfare. In Season 4 Modern Warfare, I'm pretty sure this was when we had Obsidian introduced, or was it the weapon challenges? Anyway, there's been no, like, extra thing to go for in Cold War. I personally am a sort of completionist. I like to go for, you know, mastery camos and, you know, cool calling cards I'll never use, you know, stuff like that. Things you have to grind for. I enjoy a good grind. This is why I saw a lot of value in Modern Warfare, where they added the Obsidian camo, they added the weapon mastery challenges. You know, those are new things which are actually really interesting and draw me to play the game again. Whereas with Cold War, there's no extra thing to go for, because I have DM Ultra, and there's no extra grind to go for. The only thing I can do on Cold War is go for DM Ultra on the new guns, go to level 200, which I can do in other games, and, I don't know, do the officer challenges for the season, I guess, which there's only like 20 of, and even then it gives you a calling card, which I don't care enough about. I don't care enough about the calling card to play a game I don't enjoy, and I just wish Treyarch would look at this and add some kind of new thing, which is actually unique to a season, because every season could interchange because there's no unique thing, there's no unique theme. It's just, oh, there's this map, there's a remade map, another remade map, and, you know, some guns, and that's about it. There's no, like, unique thing per season, if that makes any sense at all. I just wish there was a new grind in Cold War. Like, if they added a new mastery camo like Obsidian, then that would be great, but I just don't think they're going to do it now. It's Season 5 in a week. They've already revealed everything they're doing for Season 5, and there's nothing to grind for, basically. There's no new camo. There's no new thing. They just haven't bothered. So I guess this, for me, is where Cold War's going to start dropping off. This is where I'm going to play it to make videos at the start of the season, level up my gun to Warzone, and not play it again, which is really sad, to be honest, because I don't think it's a terrible game, but that's a different topic for a different time. Overall, I just think the multiplayer is a bit boring, and the content is just the same stuff, basically. It's just the same stuff all the time. Now we're going to move on to the zombies, and there wasn't really a lot here, but there was a lot at the same time. I think it's quite weird. So the first thing is we had some Outbreak content. I mean, who really cares about Outbreak anymore? And the main thing for zombies this season was Mauer de Toten, our second round-based map. It's Season 5 in a week, and we have 3 zombies maps. These games should launch with 3 zombies maps, not have 3 maps by 10 months into the life cycle. That is ridiculous. But once again, another topic, another video. So this season we got Mauer de Toten, and with that we got the new perk Mule Kick, we got the new wonder weapon, the Cerberus, and there's also the LT-53 Casimir, which if you are actually an old OG fan of zombies, this is the Gersh device. It acts the exact same way. So I want to talk about all of this content very briefly. So I imagine for a lot of people who are actually dedicated zombies fans for Cold War, they probably see a lot of value in this, which I can respect. But Cold War zombies, especially after playing Black Ops 3 zombies recently, I just don't see it anymore. I just don't see it. It's not the same as zombies was, and it's kind of depressing because it's not bad per se. It's not like Black Ops 4, because Black Ops 4 zombies was just genuinely not very good, and I don't think Cold War zombies is like that. I think it is good, but I just don't see a point. I just don't see an incentive to hop on and play a map, you know what I mean, like I do with Black Ops 3 or, you know, any other previous zombies game for that matter. I just don't have the incentive to hop on Cold War and go for high rounds or just chill out, because I think my problem is that it is a bit too easy. It's a bit too trivial in the sense. It's not necessarily that high rounds are a lot easier. It's just that it doesn't really feel like there's a lot to the setup of the map, if that makes sense. It just feels like you hop on, you gather your points, you get your perks, you open your doors, and then you just go to high rounds. That's all there is to it. It's not like, say, with Origins, where you have to go build staffs, you have to go upgrade staffs. There's nothing really to do in these maps, and I don't know. I just don't feel the same way about zombies. But in terms of the actual map, Mauer der Toten, I think it's probably the best zombies map that we have had in Cold War Zombies. Die Machine was a very basic map, and obviously for a starter map, it's gonna be. Firebase Z was also a very basic map. I don't really enjoy that one as much as the other two. Mauer der Toten feels like a very solid DLC 1 map, in my opinion. It's not simplistic, but it's not complicated either, if that makes sense. It's not like Die Machine, where you literally just buy like 7 doors, you turn the power on, and you're done. There is actually some stuff to do. Like, you have to go turn the power in a cool, edgy way. You know, there's Pack-a-Punch. Some other stuff. I haven't played the map too much, but I don't know. I don't think the map is bad. I think it's the best Cold War Zombies map, but I just don't enjoy it that much. I think it's just Cold War Zombies as a whole. I don't know. Once again, different topic for a different day. We're not here to talk about Cold War Zombies. The map itself, I think, is pretty good. Mule Kick is a pretty good perk, and especially for Outbreak, even though I personally don't like it, I can see the value in that. The Cerberus is actually a really cool wonder weapon. It's a very unique wonder weapon as well. It starts off as a pistol, and as you kill zombies, you can get upgrades, and I think there's 3 different upgrades, and they all have different abilities and different ways to use them, which I think is really cool. And obviously the Gersh device as well is just the Gersh device. It's pretty dank. That's about all I have to say. Zombies overall isn't too bad. It's pretty decent. But it's just a bit in my opinion, really. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Warzone. This, once again, is probably where I spent the most amount of time this season, and I didn't even play that much this season. It's actually baffling. This is probably my least played season in Cold War's history in the past like 10 months. Season 1 I played a lot because that's the first season. Season 2 I played a lot of Warzone. Season 3 was sort of a mix between Cold War and Warzone, and Season 4, it's just been kind of stale in my opinion, but we'll save that for the summary. Warzone. So the first thing we had is the map updates with the satellite crashes in Verdansk. We had the Verdansk Resurgence minigame mode. We had Payload, the Hijacked Gulag, the Dirt Bike, the Red Doors, the Sentry Gun, and... Wait, what's this? This isn't it. What's happened to this? Blueprint Blitz, is that? I don't know what's happened to that. I mean, it said it was in season, but it's just not here yet, so... Well done, Raven. But anyway, that's everything we've had for Warzone. Now, obviously, I could talk about, you know, weapon balancing and, you know, tuning and the whole overall increase of the time to kill, which I actually will talk about later on. But this is all the stuff that was on the roadmap and is actually new content. So, Everything to do with Verdansk, I don't care. Verdansk is just a really boring snooze fest game mode, in my opinion, and it's just incredibly stale. This is why I'm a Rebirth player, and I think more people now are starting to convert to Rebirth players. I think a lot of people are starting to realize that Rebirth is actually just a lot better than Verdansk, and I must say, Verdansk Resurgence Mini is actually pretty good, in my opinion. I think it is actually solid. It takes all of the good things from Rebirth and puts it in Verdansk, and it works quite well. I personally just prefer the map of Rebirth. I know that map a lot better, so that's why I didn't play this mode too much, but I can respect this mode for actually being very solid, although it's not been in since launch. Payload is boring. I'm sorry, I don't know if there's any people out there who actually like Payload or not. This is the first objective-based game mode in Warzone, and I just have to say it flopped. It just really did flop. There was so much hype around this mode. They were building this up all the way up until its release, and then it just kind of appeared, and then everyone just forgot about it, which is a real shame. I played this once or twice when it first came out, and essentially, one team has to stand around some trucks to escort it through a certain section of Verdansk, and the other team have to stop them. It's a very simple concept. It's basically like Safeguard, but on a larger scale. And I just don't think it works for Warzone. And I don't know if it's because of the players. I would mainly say it's the players, to be honest, because a lot of people on the defending side would just sit back, take a sniper, take a long-range AR, and just pick you off. You can't really escort properly. And obviously, it being an objective-based game mode, your teammates usually let you down. And that stands true in this, and yeah, that's about all I have to say for the mode, to be honest. It's, like I say, it's a shame, because they spent a lot of time hyping this mode up and saying, you know, this is a big mode, this is a big deal for us, and they just released it and just stopped, and they stopped talking about it. Nobody really talked about it, apart from, like, you know, big YouTubers made one video on it, and that's about it. So great game mode. The hijacked gulag I have actually never played in my life. I haven't touched it. Like I said, I don't play Verdansk. I've played the standoff one, I've played the Nuketown one, but this is the first time I haven't touched the new gulag. But in my opinion, just from, you know, viewing it from an outside point of view, I think this is probably the best one we've had since the Cold War integration, because Nuketown and standoff weren't like the old gulags, in the sense that the gulags were like sort of like symmetry. You know, you had the split down the middle and each side is the exact same. And I'm pretty sure this hijack gulag is that exact same concept, because it's the middle of hijacked, which I think is incredible. I think that's basically what a gulag should be. But like I said, I haven't played it, so I might be wrong in that. If I am, let me know in the comments. Feel free to abuse me, because yeah, I might be seeming ignorant here, and I do apologize for that. But in my opinion, just like I said, from an outside point of view, this is the best gulag we've had since the Cold War integration. But honestly, bring back the old gulags, they're just superior in every way. The dirt bike, the red doors, and the sentry gun were all very small additions, I would say. The dirt bike is very confusing to me. It doesn't steer at all, but I feel like it takes a level of skill to use, so I just don't, because I'm not skillful in driving vehicles. I'm here to shoot people, not run them over, so I just don't bother with dirt bikes. Red doors are actually a cool concept, but I don't play Verdansk, so I don't care. And the sentry gun, I saw a lot of people worried about when it was, you know, being announced, but I don't think it's that big of an issue, really. I mean, it's the one from Modern Warfare multiplayer. It takes so long to lock on. I would imagine in a more open environment like Verdansk could be a lot more lethal compared to Rebirth, but it's a cool addition. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna knock it down. It's a cool addition, but it doesn't really, it's not as OP as everyone said, which I suppose is a good thing. And finally, this small little mode called Blueprint Blitz. What happened to this? I mean, this actually sounded quite cool. So if you don't know what the concept was, it was basically, I think it was a dedicated mode or event where a bunch of contracts would spawn in, and they would give you blueprints from past seasons. I'm pretty sure, like, you know, Modern Warfare battle passes maybe, or ones that you missed. They would have contained a lot more blueprints than they already do, and you could unlock blueprints permanently. It's a very simple concept, but they just kind of forgot it existed, and they kind of just forgot to add it, I guess. So I don't know what's happened to that, but I would like to see it. And finally for this video, we have Modern Warfare. Yay, we get to talk about Modern Warfare. So this season, we got RR Air Base and Drainage introduced into the game. And the big one, which literally happened a few days ago, the CX-9 and Soap have finally been introduced into the game. Now, this hasn't happened since Season 2, I'm pretty sure. But the CX-9 is a great addition, in my opinion. It's already received a buff, actually, in Warzone, which it did need, because it did get nerfed before it got introduced, which is pretty cool. But, yeah, I think the CX-9 is a great addition. It makes me actually miss Modern Warfare so much more, because the gunsmith and, you know, just the weapons overall in Modern Warfare were just so much better, and the game is just so much better than Cold War. Soap, I know a lot of people have complained about his appearance. I would just like to say, they literally changed Kyle's ethnicity, and you're complaining about Soap looking a little different. That's all I want to say. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. Obviously, he's not going to be as good as our old Soap. He was just a legend, but I don't know. Maybe he'll look better in Modern Warfare 2. Maybe this is not a finished, you know, skin. Maybe they just rushed him out, and now he looks like this. I don't know. I genuinely don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see for Modern Warfare 2. If he still looks like he's missing a chromosome, then, or if he's got an extra chromosome, I don't know, we riot, I guess. So, that was everything in Season 4. Now, overall, I think this was a very average season, in my opinion. I just don't think this season did a lot to change anything. I said it throughout the video. I just think all of the content they add is just more of the same, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's more, but it's just the same stuff. You know, we get multiplayer maps, and we get, you know, game modes, and kill streaks, and weapons. The weapons are the most interesting part of the seasons, in my opinion, and probably the only, actually. But, I don't know, I just think I think this is just Cold War starting to die off now, and I think we need a Vanguard announcement. I'm sorry, I think we just need it. So, yeah, this season could have passed for a Season 1, because it doesn't really do anything additional, it just adds the same content, but for a Season 4, it needs to add something new, something innovative, but it just didn't. So, for that, I'm going to give this Season 4 a 5 out of 10. I was thinking about giving it a 4, but I think 5 is, you know, it's very average, I would say, because it's not like this season was bad. There was some good additions, you know what I mean, but there wasn't anything that intrigued me a lot. It was just sort of like another season, you know, another 2 months, another season, you know, new maps and that kind of stuff. And that's about it. And another reason why I gave it a 5 and not a 4 is because the CX-9 finally came out. Without that, it probably would have been a 4. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. Also subscribe if you're new around here. Let me know in the comments what you think of my opinions. Do you have some different opinions? What would you like to see from Season 5? You know, just let me know down in the comments below. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one.